Okay, grade 10s, we're now coming to the last part of that piece in functions and the skills that we need to be able to actually be accomplished at answering all the questions in our examination. Now, we've got you to draw them, we've got you to have a look at pictures and to ascertain what the actual equations are, but in those particular examples, some of the information was given. Now we're just going to step it up a notch of difficulty and we're going to have a look at, given a completely mystery graph, let's see if we can find out the defining values that we are given in the particular questions. So guys, I'm now on page 134. We've moved 2 pages ahead and we are looking at determining the equation of a parabola, and the question which is followed by the picture says, find the equation of the following parabola with the equation y equals ax squared plus q. So please notice that they haven't given us the value of a and they haven't given us the value of q. So those are the 2 things that we're going to need to work out. Right, let's have a look at what you can do just by inspection. I'm hoping that you can see that we know that starting out we have got a parabola which is a sad parabola, which is actually telling me that I need to get an a value which is negative when I find it. I also am sure that you know that the normal sad parabola looks something like this. Alright, so it's normally got its turning point or its maximum value situated here at 0, 0. Now the one that they are asking us to actually scrutinize has got its turning point rather than at 0, 0, it's got it here at 2. Now the only way that that could have actually come about is if we had taken our graph and literally moved it up physically by 2 units. Now how do we do that in our actual equation? Well, we know that the moving up or down is brought about by changing that q value. So I know already that my graph is going to have to be y equals ax squared, and then to move it up to 2, I'm going to need to make my q value to be a 2. All right? So far I know that my q value would need to be a 2. Now what I need to do is work out my a value. Yes, I know it's negative, but I need to actually give some kind of character to that negative. Is it a -0.5 or -1, -2? That's my mission now. So next, in order to find the value of a, I'm going to use a technique which is very common when you are finding the equation of a graph. What you need to do is you need to identify any point that the graph goes through. So literally you're going to have to find a point. And I am going to choose this point over here, which is 2, 0, but of course I could just as easily have chosen that point over there, -2, 0. I'm going to find a point on the graph and I'm going to use the values of 2, 0. What am I going to do with this? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sub what I'm going to do is I'm going to sub this point into my equation. Right, so let's just see how far we've come. It was y equals ax squared plus q. We have got part of the way and we know that the q is a 2. Now what we need to do is to find the value of a. And so I'm going to take this point and substitute it in place of x and y. So my next line is automatically going to say my y value, which is a 0, is equal to a times my x value, which is a 2, squared, add 2. And you see that what that achieves is it makes y as a variable become a number, x become a number, and so where before I had 3 variables in this line, I've now got only 1 variable and it happens to be a. So 0 is equal to 2 squared is 4. A times 4, I'm just going to write more comfortably as 4a, add 2. Now what am I doing? I'm solving for a, so I'm going to transpose that to the other side and get negative 4a is equal to 2. And so quite simply, a is going to be 2 divided by negative 4. And we know that we would never leave it like that. We would have to make it negative a half. Right, so now what we need to do is finish off our equation because we're done. Y was equal to a, and we've given a the definition of negative a half x squared, add 2. So have we answered the question? They said, find the equation of the following parabola with the equation y equals ax squared plus q, and very definitely we found the q value to be 2. We were expecting an a to be negative, and that's exactly what we got. So our final equation of the picture, which was a mystery to us initially, we've now given the equation the definition that it needed. But now remember what we did? We first had a look at how we could find out the q value, and then as a standard practice we substituted in a point.